Flicker, be with me. I seen it big on flexing Gianos in the parking lot. Hanging with the dealers, I just went and bought another watch. I just made a super stretch, think I need another pint. Bougie got some super cat, I just bought another watch. Automatic zipper gas, yeah, that's a super flex. About to turn up on my ex, yeah, that's a super flex.
So, alright, gang, y'all know who it is, man. It's Drop once again. We back in the building with another one. Along the way, hit that like button. We're going to consider today algorithm-friendly to Wednesday. What's the day? Wednesday. We're going to consider this shit algorithm-friendly Wednesday. Hit the like button, comment, subscribe, share. Do whatever you want to do to make this algorithm-friendly. You feel what I'm saying? Now, we're going to jump into it because I don't have long. But I've been hearing a lot. The streets been talking. YouTube been talking. Y'all been asking me a lot of questions on this RKelly situation. And before gang, check it, man. Before y'all drop down this comment section talking about, yo, drop this ain't got nothing to do with black struggles and how black people gonna get out this soap dish weekend. Check this out, man. Everything has a back end. The back end to this RKelly story. I mean, because a lot of y'all been wanting to know why RKelly got 30 years. The back end to this RKelly story has a lot to do with what we going through now. You understand what I'm saying? Now check it. They gave RKelly 30 years, and a lot of people feel like 30 years was too much. And the only reason y'all really feeling like 30 years is too much because it wasn't y'all children, which is understandable. At the end of the day, do I think 30 years is too much? It may be too much now, but it wasn't, 18, 19 years ago when he had that DVD out with that little girl. And y'all know what he was doing with that little girl, man. At the end of the day, Sparkle's niece. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. It ain't like this is not public information. It was Sparkle's little niece. If people know who Sparkle was back in the day. I mean, she's not no modern day singer. Sparkles was out when RKelly was popping. Now, at the end of the day, do I think 30 years is too much? For what he had probably going on right now, yeah. But what they doing to him is, I feel they're doing the same thing to him as they did to, not Bill Cosby, O.J. Simpson. You remember O.J. allegedly killed his wife? He came out innocent on that. Remember, he had the whole dream team and all that. He came out innocent. Smoking mirrors. You understand what I'm saying? But on the back end, they catch his ass, a couple of years later. Because he spent all his money trying to keep his black ass out of jail. But by the time he spent all his money and they end up finding this dude innocent, they end up locking him up a couple of years down the line. If it wasn't a couple of years, it probably was a couple of months. Well, I think it was a couple of years. They end up catching OJ a couple of years down the line, stealing his own merchandise. He done pawned off and hacked off because he had ran out of money for paying his dream team off. And it ended up with O.J. Simpson being broke. So what he did, he went to try to steal some of the shit back, which was dumb as hell. He tried to steal some of the shit back, paintings and all kinds of shit that he had when he had all that money. He ended up trying to steal that shit back. They bagged his ass and then they sent him to jail and then they set him down for a little bit. He was dealing with, you see, you can't go through double jeopardy. So they couldn't charge him twice with the same crime. He never got charged the first time. Once they let him go, they had to bring him back and charge him with something because they knew they let him go allegedly under false pretenses anyway. A lot of people already knew what OJ did. You know, we was cheering OJ on like a motherfucker, not knowing if he did or if he didn't. But just because OJ was on the run in that Bronco, y'all remember, he was in that Bronco tearing the streets up. We cheered OJ on. Sad case, but we really did. I mean, so they had to book him on some other charges, and then they threw the book at him for trying to steal his own shit back. If it had been a regular Joe Doe, he wouldn't have did half the time. But just for the simple fact OJ had a background with that wife he allegedly knocked off, they had to book him on something. So instead of throwing one book at him, and he probably hit him with 6 and sent him away for a little bit, OJ came back like it wasn't nothing. Now, I'm feeling they're doing, and this is what I'm thinking, gang. They doing the same thing to RKelly. See, they feeling they should have threw the book at this dude 20 years ago with Sparkle's niece. They didn't throw the book at him then, but now they're going to double hit him on a whole different shit. Now they adding on shit on top of shit. And what makes this case so crazy is that the shit he's been accused of now that they're trying to make stick didn't have shit on that DVD that dropped 20 years ago when RKelly was sitting up saying that was his brother. That shit had nothing to do with it. You understand what I'm saying? R. Kelly was guilty then. R. Kelly 9 times out of 10 is guilty now. I don't know. The industry let a lot of people do whatever long as they can make money off you. So if R. Kelly was doing this shit his whole career, and if you listen to them little chicks telling on, what was it, surviving R. Kelly, I don't know who to believe. I'm not going to knock none of them because all of them could be telling the truth. But at the end of the day, I really do feel this. If that was the case back then, you should have reported it back then. Don't wait until it becomes a big media attention before you to come out and say, well, this was going on with me. And I said the same thing about Bill. They locked old ass Bill up for weird ass reasons, gang. Bill got locked up for a bunch of old senile women coming to testify against him over some shit that happened 50 years ago when every last one of them was on drugs. Who the hell can you believe? Bill say he don't even remember half the shit. So how the hell you would expect these old white women to come all of a sudden 50 years later and tell word for word what happened 50 years ago? That makes no sense to me, but that shit stuck with Bill. You understand what I'm saying? R. Kelly got 30 years. R. Kelly may have to, they're trying to appeal it. You know how the appeal shit go. That's not gonna go well because they're gonna make him sick. If y'all made Jeff Epstein sick, you know they're gonna make R. Kelly sick. So for the ones that thinking R. Kelly really got too much time, allegedly, man, this dude is getting the time he deserved. I mean, at the end of the day, on the front end of this story, man, for the ones that did see that DVD 20 years ago, y'all knew that was Kells. Y'all knew that was R. Kelly, man. You cannot sit here and tell me y'all did not think that was R. Kelly when the man sit and said in court that, nah, it looked like me, but I think that's my brother. Homie, that wasn't your brother. Your brother didn't even look like you back then. That man in that video looked just like R. Kelly. So the 30 years they're giving this dude now is for that shit that happened then, not what he's going through now. And he may still be doing dumb shit now, but they're really trying to throw the book at him for that shit he did 20 years ago. You understand what I'm saying? Now, that was on that R. Kelly situation, but women, let me address y'all for a minute, too. And you know one thing about it, see, that little girl went through that shit, and then too many people believe her. I mean, you know, a lot of girls be having that same situation, be having R. Kellys all around them, and they go tell people, and for some reason, people don't, well, they mothers don't believe her, more so than people, because the outside will believe her more than their parents. And I know situations where the man, the girlfriend's boyfriend end up doing things with the little girl and the daughter in the house and all that. And I wanted to say all that to say this, ladies, be careful who you bring in your house around your daughters. When you be thinking your daughter come home to watch, when you be thinking your boyfriend or your husband, now I hope he don't make it far as to be your husband, but when you be out here having these random dudes come around, random people come around your children and your daughters and all, even down to your sons, you be thinking the men be coming home to see you. Them men be coming home to see your daughter and your children. I mean, so just be more careful on who you bring up in your house. I'm nobody prophet. I can't tell nobody what they can and cannot do. But at the end of the day, this world is very wicked. Just be more cautious on who you have around your kids, man. I mean, this world is very different. Let me switch it up real quick, because I had a conversation with a friend of mine this morning. See, she works security third shift. And let me show you how different this world is. You know, so she got to do her little walk around every hour, I think. I mean, when she goes to, because this is what you do when you do security. You have to secure the area. So she said it was about 4:30 this morning. She was walking around, do her little hourly joint, walking around, trying to hit the clock on each floor. And then she got to go outside. She said she goes to pop the lock on that one. And she said a man mysteriously hopped out of nowhere and started, like, coming towards her real quick. So she said she started backpedaling, talking about you can't come up in here. And he said, and she told me once, he said, well, let me talk to you for a minute. And then it was like he started to run. So she took off and ran back to the building, slammed the door, and locked it. Go back to her little office just to rewind the camera and see what was going on and what was the dude doing out there, how long he had been out there. Now let her tell it, the dude had been out there a little bit, walking around looking mad suspicious. And this was all on camera. You understand what I'm saying? So her not knowing he was out there, she goes out there to do her little hourly job. Ends up getting chased back in. So when she go look at the video, he actually follows her all the way back to the building. Tries to unlock that door she went in. Thank God she locked the door. He tried to unlock that door, and she said she seen him go around to the side of the building where he disappeared for a minute. Then he comes back and ends up walking out the gate. Gang, it's a lot going on out here in this world. That's what I'm saying. Women, ladies, go get your concealed carry. I mean, if you live in Texas, y'all ain't got to worry about it. But if you live in states that you have to have a concealed carry, arm yourself, protect yourself. No matter what y'all say about Jay, he did promote that. If y'all ain't like what that dude said, I don't know what to tell you. But he did promote, protect yourself if nothing else, because ain't nobody else going to do it for you. At least Shorty had the wit enough to run, at least to run. And I'm trying to get her to go get her concealed carry as we speak. But at least she did have the will to run, because if she had to try to stay and negotiate with this dude or something, you know, telling what would have happened. If he had the audacity to continue to come inside of that place and then go and try to open a door, at the end of the day, gang, what was he really up to? You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. The RKelly is always the back end of everything. I know y'all gonna be like, it ain't had nothing to do with the black struggle drop. Hey man, y'all sit back and relax. I mean, but for the people that care, protect yourself, man. This world ain't the way it used to be 5, 10, 15 years ago. Man, matter of fact, this world ain't what it used to be 3 years ago. You understand what I'm saying? And it's not getting any better. It's only getting worse. I mean, it's a bunch of R. Kellys out here. It is more R. Kellys out here than you can only imagine. See, I'm a man. I be around men. I have been around men my whole life by being a man. The conversation men have, not thinking the next man will judge them, but the conversation men have amongst each other. If y'all knew how some men felt and thought, you wouldn't even have them around you, let alone your kids. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, I wasn't going to make this video long because I was in the car driving. I know this shit sound all distorted. I did the best I could because I wanted to get it out the way before I got to the crib because I had some things to do tonight, gang. But I did want to address this R. Kelly situation in these 30 years that people feel is too much. But if it was your child, 30 years would not be too much. You understand what I'm saying? But like always, gang, that's all I wanted to do. Keep all these creeps, ladies, keep these creeps out of your house. I know it's hard to tell a creep from a good guy. Do more homework before you start introducing these people to your kids at least. You can you can have him take you out to eat. If y'all want to go do something, go get a hotel room. Stop bringing all these weird and uncomfortable dudes to your crib. You never know what kind of demons you invite into your household. But like always, gang, I love y'all, man. It's dropped. Like always, I'm trying to get back on this YouTube shit. I'm trying. That's why I wanted to go ahead and get this video out the way. And man, and go check out King Be the Great, man, because I know he trying to get this YouTube channel up and running and all that shit. Y'all go check this brother out, man. He's supposed to be doing a video on it. This dude did a video a couple of months ago, got 15,000 views on the R. Kelly video. Go check him out, gang. But like always, it's drop. I love y'all, man. Y'all keep y'all head on the swivel. Don't hurt nobody. Don't let nobody hurt y'all. And also stay dangerous, man. And keep these creeps out your crib, ladies. Love y'all. Peace.